Hello students, Tim here again from Lessons on the Web, and today I'm going to give you some tips and strategies to avoid quitting the piano so that you're playing the piano for a long time to come. So going over some of the reasons that people give up on piano and then giving maybe a solution to those, I think one of the biggest reasons that people give up on playing piano is it's more work than they thought. So, you get this idea in your head and you're like, oh, I really want to learn this song or that song. And you go to do it and it was harder than you expected, or maybe you achieved some short-term results. You were happy with those, and then when you tried something harder, you weren't as successful with it, and, it was really frustrating to you. So I just want to tell you, first of all, that this sort of thing is perfectly normal. Nothing's wrong with you. What you need to do about this problem is start out slower. I mean, not just speed-wise on the piano, but start out with songs that you might not absolutely want to play, but are easy enough for you to get the handle on. Because really, to play a more difficult piece, you really have to work your way up to it. You can't just play one easy song and then go to a medium song and then go to a hard song. It doesn't really work like that. You have to practice a bunch of easy songs, and then once you have a certain mastery of some technique, maybe playing scales and things like that, then you can move up to intermediate songs and then practice those for a long time, and then gradually work your way up towards the harder stuff. You can't jump from one level to the next and be successful. It takes a lot of time, and it probably takes more time than you might expect at first. And if it does take that long, there's nothing wrong with you. It's just that, some of us it clicks, very few of us it clicks instantly. There's probably very few people in the world. It takes a lot of work for a lot of us. So just hang in there. What you're experiencing, if you are experiencing this, is perfectly natural. I really want to mention that a lesson book is perfect for this. So what you may want to do is go to, the link will be in the description once you're done watching the video, of Alfred's Adult Lesson Series for adults, as implied by the title. But anyway, if you get one of those books, there's 3 levels, I believe. If you start with the first level, it really guides you through the easiest stuff, the most basic topics, basic songs. And then by the end of the book, you're playing things like The Entertainer, Somewhere Over the Rainbow. So you can go from really like just starting out to being able to accomplish something pretty significant. If you're a bit younger, then you might want to try, there's also a younger series of books by Alfred as well. And of course, Alfred's not the only one. There's the Piano Adventure series by Faber, and there are a lot of, I think there's John Thompson and a lot of other great ones out there as well. So, Alfred isn't the only one, but I really recommend starting with a book like that. And of course, my online academy, which you can learn about at my website, walks you through the most basic up to intermediate and then advanced. But it takes time no matter what. I think one of the second biggest reasons that people give up on playing piano is that they take shortcuts in the beginning and then realize later on that they're missing they have a huge gap in their knowledge and they're not able to proceed any further. So taking shortcuts can mean a lot of different things. It can be as simple as skipping over note reading. Maybe you learn the first few notes and you're like, oh yeah, I got this. I'm going to move right past it. Big mistake. It may be as simple as skipping over understanding of rhythm or something like that. But it can also fall into another category. If you take bad advice from some people that are out there that can promise you a gimmick that can deliver very short-term results, if you take that path and you expect to be able to learn any song instantly, that just doesn't happen. And I think if a lot of people take that approach, or if you take that approach, you will hit a wall with that. You might be able to play a very simple song right away and be pretty impressed, but you really need the solid foundation and understanding. And this also goes along with not skipping over your ability to read music or music theory or anything like that. Learning music, as you'll learn as this lesson goes forward, is really a commitment, but don't let that scare you. Don't let that make you think that it's too hard for you to do. So it really does take some effort. So don't take those shortcuts, because in the long run you'll just be really hurting yourself. And the worst scenario would be that you want to give up on piano because you studied for a few weeks of something where you could play a few songs right away, but in the long term you realize that you hit a wall and it's just impossible to continue. And if you have taken that path, you have taken some shortcuts, it doesn't mean that you have to quit learning piano. You can start learning the right way right now, learning, from the very beginning all the way up through some of the stuff that's really enjoyable to learn, some of the stuff you might not want to learn. But a lot of the stuff, in my opinion, in my experience, is that I didn't like it at first, like music theory, and then I really grew to like it. So make sure you give everything a chance. And I think a big third reason that people give up on playing the piano is they can't find the time to practice. So, like anything, I would actually treat it like brushing your teeth. When you're a kid, you might not want to take the time to brush your teeth, but as you grow into an adult, you realize the importance of doing so, and it actually isn't so bad, right? Like, you just do it. In fact, at least for me, I like having a fresh mouth. So practicing the piano can be developed in that sort of way where it does become more and more rewarding as you do it, and you really do see the value. But it really does take commitment. You really need to say to yourself, I'm going to practice, even if you're just starting out, you're a really busy person, 15 minutes a day. And I'm going to do 15 minutes a day most days out of the week, 6-7 days out of the week, no matter what, and stick to it. And if you do that for weeks or months at a time, you will develop good practice routines and practice habits, and then it will actually become a real joy for you to practice rather than something you fight against. And then, speaking realistically, sometimes in life we do just get too busy for piano. I can perfectly understand that, and it is possible to kind of put it on the shelf for a while and then pick it back up. But as we're going to talk about further down the line, is that if you take off time from playing the piano, the longer you go without playing again, the more of a chance, more likely it is for you to not pick it up again, or maybe even pick it up years and years later when you actually had the opportunity to pick it up a little bit earlier. So just be careful of that. By the way, also on a realistic schedule, shoot for 3 to 5 days a week. I think if you could honestly fit in 3 to 5 days a week, most weeks, practicing, you're going to make some progress. Of course, 7 is optimal, 6 is good, and then as you get to 5, it's like 5 is like the okay range, and then 3 is the very minimal. So if you can squeeze out 3 days a week, I think it's definitely worth pursuing. And the fourth big reason I think that people give up on playing the piano is that they just simply get frustrated with practicing. They're practicing perhaps even too much. I mean, you can practice for hours a day and it won't hurt you. In fact, you'll gain a lot of skills that way. But you can definitely work, if you're working at it really hard all the time, or if you're just really working on one song for months at a time, it can get really dull and boring. Now, you should obviously continue towards completing that song, especially if it kind of puts you on the road to getting to be a better piano player, or if it's a goal that you had. You do want to accomplish your goals, but it's not such a bad thing to every once in a while try something different. Play a different song, maybe play an easier song than you're used to, just so you can kind of cleanse your palate a little bit, do something a little bit different. And you can take some time off from playing the piano. I don't advise against that all the time, but be careful not to overdo it. Like I said, the longer you go without playing that piano, the more of a chance there is that you won't play it anymore, and we don't want that. That's actually what this whole lesson obviously is all about, is kind of keeping us all in there and sticking with it. It doesn't need to be perfect. Don't put too high of expectations on yourself, but also have expectations and move yourself forward. So obviously it's all about balancing two things, in my opinion, and it's commitment and not going crazy, or allowing yourself to breathe, right? So commitment and allowing yourself to breathe. What do I mean by breathing? Well, breathing, right? Doing something other than playing the piano. Doing something you love, doing something, to kind of give you a break. So you really have to be, I think commitment is the key word in this lesson. You have to be committed to it, And that's something that does develop over time. So if you're just practicing the first few weeks and you feel like you're not committed, give it a chance. But there's also the other side to it, where if you overdo it and you stress yourself out, you're not going to find playing the piano enjoyable anymore, and that defeats the whole purpose. That will destroy your piano playing days like that. So you want to take breaks every once in a while. Maybe a day or two is okay. But in general, you really want to stick to a practice schedule and a practice routine. And if you really follow the advice from this video, I think it will take you far, whether you are a very beginner, haven't really played the piano at all before, or if you're playing already, you've been playing a few years. I think there's some advice here that you can take in that will help ensure that you're playing for a long time to come, because that's what we all want. We don't really want to pick up the piano. Maybe you do, but I think most of us, we want to pick up the piano and continue developing that skill and learning more and more complicated and impressive pieces. Impressive in terms of other people, but impressive to us. It's really important that we make goals and, well, we set goals and we make them. That's what I mean to say. Okay, students, that does it for today's lesson. And one thing I really want to tell you about before we go that I'm really excited to tell you about is my online academy over on my website, lessonsontheweb.com. Now, what is this all about? Well, it's a website where you get access to a lot of courses that I made. So if you like the stuff on this channel, you'll really like that. And in the courses, there's the same kind of high quality instructional videos you can expect, along with playing examples, assignments, and a lot of other things you need to become an even better musician. You can learn even way more about piano, way more about music theory. You can learn how to improvise. You can learn how to improve your rhythm. You can learn how to sight read. There's ear training. There is a lot of stuff over there. Like I said, anything really you need to become an even better piano player, an even better musician. So if it's your passion and your dream to learn how to play the piano, or if you just want to get better, then that is the place to go. www.lessonsontheweb.com. Head over there today, check it out, and you'll find that you can learn far more than you can on the YouTube channel and achieve something that's very important to me, which is helping you achieve your dream learning how to play piano and music. So this has been Tim from Lessons on the Web. I'll see you in the next lesson video, so have a good one. Thank you.